Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam. Today is December 13th, 2021, day 13 of Vlogmas. So what is on my sewing table today? Well, I have my last pair of overalls that I had cut out that I wanted to get done. So I did a big boo-boo and I recorded it. But basically, I'll just show you the clip. So this is just absolutely wonderful. Not sewing this up. I get the stitch all sewn up and I get my serging stitch all sewn up, thinking I'm doing good. Go to flip it out. Here's the pocket, and it's on the inside. So I'd sewn the back side to the inside. Yeah. That's not how I wanted it. So out comes the seam ripper to remedy this tragedy. So you see that? I had sewed the bib on backwards so that this part, so this is the front, okay, with the pockets, and then on that front I had the black and the pocket was facing the inside. I was like, oh man. I was like, geez. So I unpicked it and redid it. Like, unpicked it all because I had to unpick the stitching and I had to unpick the serging. So I had to unpick the serging and the stitching. Yeah. So I sewed it back together, like I pinned it, thinking I had it in the right section. So there is this like seam here that connects them together. Well, somehow I gotten that seam matched up. I gotten the seams matched up with the wrong seams. So those side seams were matched up with the front and the back seams. So let me go ahead and show you that clip. Oh my goodness. Should I just give up? Seriously. First I sew on backwards. I get it all attached, thinking I'm doing good, thinking I had the lines attached right. You know, you're gonna laugh. Seriously. Okay, see that? That's a side seam. I sewed the bib piece on the side seam with the pocket. Here is the front. And I just top stitched it down. And I did the serging stitch, and I did the other it does not want me to finish it. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm like overconfident. I'm just like zipping through thinking, alright, I'm get this done. And then I'd even top stitched it when I'd had it misaligned. Man. So I got it all unpicked. And then I stitched it back on there. And it's on there right now. But in the midst of those two unpicking journeys, I have made a hole in my fabric. See, I have a little hole there. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take and at least like stitch that section a little bit. I surveyed the rest of, like inspected the rest of the garment, making sure that I haven't dug any holes in any of the other sections, and they all look okay. So I just need to fix, like just stitch a little bit more right there to cover up that hole. And then I need to flip it down and top stitch it around so that section will stay down. So I pretty much have everything else done on this. What I don't have done is I don't have the buttonholes sewn yet, and I don't have the buttons put on yet. Now, I made these straps a little bit longer than the last ones. So I might have to cut them off a little bit, which will be okay, no big deal. Because if I cut them off, I can just flip the section in and so top stitch it closed, and it will be fine. So in my last pair, it's this strap piece. So as you can see, it is quite a bit of difference. Now this strap piece goes for the kind that has a little waistband piece with elastic in the back. But I realized that this piece was way too short for that. And I realized that the front bib piece, it was coming up like up here. So it was like coming up, and then it was so wide that it would like gap in the middle when it was coming up. And I was like, I don't want that. So I took and I trimmed the fabric. I didn't trim the pattern, which I could have, but I did not. I just trimmed the fabric, which I should just go back and trim the trace pattern piece that I have, just so that it will be where it needs to be for next time. But I did trim this because it was like folded in half. So I stacked the two pieces together, trimmed it up, you know, maybe an inch, and then took off a little bit off the top because it was, the other pairs I noticed that they just ride up way too far. And I was like, man, I don't know if I like them riding up that high. So I needed to make it, you know, and then make it so that it wasn't so wide. Because before, it was like way wide. And so it would gap in the center. And this seems about right. Because this pair that I'm wearing, this is a woven pair that I made from a different pattern. But it kind of matches up with that a little bit. So that was my little like overconfidence, not paying attention, thinking I've got this in the bag. Yeah. I just, those mistakes. Yeah. And it was only like 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't even very late at all. And I screwed it up that bad. But I do have the cuffs and everything all put on. Everything is done. I just need to finish sewing around the bib and then stitch the buttonhole and the buttons. And then this one will be ready to wear. So I kind of want to wear this one tomorrow. So yes. I'm picking threads out of my pants. I had so many threads. So many threads from having to unpick it twice. And the second time, I had to unpick the top stitching too. That was fun. Yeah, but at least I got it right this time. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Vlogmas Day 13. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay creative. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.